Hey Vikings fans, I got a mailbag question for you, a little Q&A. So the question comes in as, what is the state of the Vikings headed to the bye week? And I've got one answer and one word. That word is optimism. I think it's right to be optimistic about the team, everything that they've been through with all of the injuries. And we all think, we all hope, now listen, I don't have like a magic genie to forecast the future, but I'm guessing that this bye week comes at a great time for guys to get healthy. I mean, just think about this. We're talking about McCarthy, Aaron Jones, Donovan Jackson, Brian O'Neill. You know, we're going to cross our fingers that Ryan Kelly can come out of this concussion issue much healthier the next several weeks, but Blake Brandel played so well in his first start at center. And then hopefully we get Cashman back, we get Van Ginkel back, and all the guys with bumps and bruises come back healthy after the bye week. So for me, the answer going into the bye week is optimism.
The Minnesota Vikings heading to the bye week are 3-2. Now, some people say they should be 4-1. True. But they could also be 1-4 when you look at the number of injuries they've had. So to be 3-2 with 3 out of the 5 offensive linemen being hurt, Christian Darrisaw being on a pitch count, the starting quarterback being hurt, Jordan Addison just coming back after 3 weeks. There's a lot of pieces to this offense that people would not have assumed would be good, and they are good. But then you look at the defense. All the new pieces added, they are supposed to be the dominating factor. Now, the defense has done well. They have bend but don't break type of mentality of a defense. But the run defense is where the question mark lays. We do know Blake Cashman's been hurt. They've had some injuries there. Andrew Van Ginkel's been out. But being able to stop the run is going to be the key to this defense down the stretch. When you look at, you got the Ravens, you got the Eagles, and you got the Lions. That's a tough stretch of games if you cannot stop the run. So where the Minnesota Vikings are right now at 3-2, I think is a win with the number of injuries they have. But they have to be able to get some of these guys back in order to be successful down the stretch.
I think the state of this Vikings team during the bye week is just one of rest and resetting and recharging. Obviously, they're coming off this extended trip overseas. I think one of the interesting things we've heard head coach Kevin O'Connell say over the past few days is that he plans to spend some time with this coaching staff really drilling down into what the identity of this team is and could be through the rest of the season. I think that's part of the reset. And then obviously, right, too, getting some of these guys that they've been missing through these first few weeks of the season due to injury back out there ready to go. We've heard that J.J. McCarthy, Blake Cashman, a few others will be returning to practice next week or are expected to return to practice. And so it's really just getting everyone ready to go again into a tough stretch coming out of the bye and then obviously the rest of the season.
How should we feel about this Vikings team going into the bye? And I think overall we should feel pretty good. Number one, you have a winning record. Number two, it's a testament when you're kind of at your worst, when you go into a game missing 3 of your starting offensive linemen and you come out with a win against one of the best defensive fronts in the league. I mean, let's face it, Donovan Jackson being out, I think Joe Huber did a very good job at guard. Blake Brandel plays center for the first time, plays pretty well. Justin School looks much improved at the right tackle as he did the left tackle. And, you know, we're never played a game yet with all 5 of our starters for the entire game. So that might just be around the corner. Carson Wentz looking more comfortable, especially with Justin Jefferson. And then defensively, Van Ginkel, we get him back. I think he's going to be a big help in the running game just because of the technique that he knows and plays at the outside linebacker position. Now, all this is going to be needed because when we get back, things don't get any easier. You got the Eagles at home, short week, got to go out and play the Chargers. Then you come back and play the Lions, and right after that, the struggling Baltimore Ravens. But 4 weeks, who knows? They could be a lot better too. But so far, so good.
State of the Vikings into the bye week is that of a team with a middling record that has faced a lot of injury-related turmoil. Now, the state of the Vikings out of the bye week with the assumption there are going to be key players returning from injury. Well, I think the prospect of that is quite bright. Looking forward to it.
The Vikings are 3-2 heading into their bye week. I think that record could have been better given the strength of schedule on paper, but I also think it could have been much worse given the amount of injuries they've had to battle through so far. I think most teams in the NFL would say they want their bye week to come later. It helps break up the monotony down the stretch. But I think for the Vikings, the bye week comes at a perfect time right now. They need some time to get away from football after a long trip across the pond. Dublin and London, as beautiful as it was, I think it wore on the players. But more than that, I think the Vikings just need some time to get healthy. How healthy can they get coming out of the bye week? I think that could define this season as we know it. The schedule gets pretty tough. It's the Philadelphia Eagles coming out of the bye week, and it doesn't really let up from there. The good news for the Vikings, as much as it's felt like a roller coaster over the past month and a half, everything they want to accomplish is still in front of them. I think that's something they should latch on to and feel good about heading into the rest of this season.